Mahalo, my sweet, sweet Brava babies. I am coming to you from my kitchen where I slave away cooking food for my own damn body. Cuties, I never feel sassier than when I'm slaving over a stove. I'm about to bring on my dear friend, Sara fucking Armour of the Moonual. This bitch has not done her Brava work of marketing, so we're gonna have a little impromptu be Brava, get your ass in check, birthday week, yes you're welcome, coaching sesh. So hold on to your diva cups, cuties. Here we go. Let's see how many bugs are on her. Put lights on outside like a witch. Hello, my darling. How are the fireflies and other sectional lights?
Well, I tried to get this roof lighting working. I think it's better than it was. And the fact remains, I'm up here, I'm hustling. We have an event tomorrow. And I actually didn't even send I didn't even send last month's Moonual to the people that attended, let alone to all the people to encourage them to come tomorrow. And now I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed.
So, Sara, I was just introducing you well by letting everyone know that you have not done your Be Brava work, which is branding. And I want to say, Sara, that I appreciate you so much. I want to start off this coaching conversation with an appreciation because every true sadist loves the booze who enjoy it, right? I want you to enjoy it, and you do. You do
I do.
enjoy being put in your place by Brava. So
I do.
no one feels sorry for Sara. She's getting exactly what she needs and wants and deserves. So let me hear why have you not promoted your fine work so that all beautiful Moonual community members could know to come tomorrow night? What's up?
Well, okay, so a few things. First of all, I just have no sense of organization at all. I don't even have an email list. I don't have it all in one place. Who came to the last one? I don't remember who pays and who doesn't pay. I don't remember what I promised people at I really should be doing things just right after, but then because I right after I'm okay, I'll just send it out. But then I'm to what list?
Yes.
And then it's of course, get your list going, get an email marketer, get whatever. But sometimes I like to be able to control who I email and when. But then I'm doing too much thinking, and then I'm fuck this. I'm going to take an LSD, mini LSD bite and just sleep for the next 3 days. And
which I love about you. We don't want that to go away. That's wild card, Sara. That's what's her name that you said you were? What's up?
Oh, that's some Lilith shit. That's Lilith. That's Lilith. That's the Lilith in me.
While we talk, because I'm just getting real domestic in my kitchen. But I want to say, Jar, that we want Lilith around. We don't want. There's no shame for that. And then here's the thing: there's an all or nothing thinking, right? Either it all makes sense and it's easy, and it's correct. Do we have there's correct ways to do things?
Well, actually, the big reason I would be more functional, except that I always am well, let me just run through this and do an edit. And then the editing process takes so long. So then I start in on the editing, and then I'm and it's not even major edits, but it's even just to watch a 2-hour event. And then I'm well, I don't want to actually put up the whole 2-hour event, because I feel when I go to a YouTube page and I see that there's a video, but it's 2 hours long, I'm oh, I don't have time for that. So I was oh, I'll chop it up.
What are we, Joe Rogan? No.
I don't have that kind of, I have no audience. So who wants to hear me speak for 3 hours? Literally no one.
I mean, I do, but I'm just I'm obsessed with you in a weird way. But my Jar, I hear you. So you guys, but okay, I'm gonna just quote that bitch Elizabeth Gilbert. Ep2, get the fuck off my live stream with her cute, she look what she just ate a cupcake always. She's always
I know.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh.
No, I know. She's so delighted despite it all.
Oh, just Elizabeth Gilbert in her giggle happening. But to quote that bitch, she said that procrastination is perfectionism is procrastination in Louboutins.
I agree completely, and I that means so much to me, because I also made a declaration about 4 years ago that I was no longer even remotely interested in ever wearing heels again. And so this is a great analogy, because I don't want to wear heels, and I don't want to do email marketing either.
There we go. We're barefoot. We are doing it differently. Fuck it if it's there we go. And it's all an experiment. So this is the thing, boo. you know that every time you do something, it gets a little bit easier through the experimentation process. So it's not about sitting around and being like, okay, what's the perfect way to do this? Because then you just don't fucking do it, right?
Right,
Then you take
right,
acid,
right.
whatever. It's beautiful. I love that you did that. I want, though, to just really pinpoint the fact that, like, we're learning as we go. That's how you're going to fucking do this, because you and I are the same. We're ladies of fucking action. We get so fucking
Right.
glazed over by a tutorial of any sort.
Right. Or like, just like, even just like, like, okay, so today I was like, okay, I want to write tomorrow's Moonual. I wait till the last minute to like totally figure out what to do with these events, because I do think that they should like reflect the energy pretty honestly. And in that, it's hard to know until the moment, really what the moment calls for. So but I was like, okay, I want to write. But I set up this whole area in the apartment today, and then I was like, no, I'll go to the roof. And I set up this whole area in the roof, and then I was like, you know what? I need to be in motion. So I like, I got my shit together, started walking around. And so my whole plan for the Moonual came together when I was like walking around and getting signs from the universe and playing in the space. I went to see the Liberty Bell. I went to George Washington's house.
Oh, you're in Philly. I forgot.
Dude,
oh
I literally, oh yeah, I'm in Philly. Oh yeah, I'm also randomly in Philly. So I was like, I need an adventure. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I blew it. Because I was going to wake up in the morning, plan the Moonual, connect with all the people, confirm them, and then put my email blast together, because I would have all the information. Like, it's like I didn't want to email blast until I knew what I was promoting, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So then by the time I'm like rapid fire posting all these videos now to be like, I hope you come. But
okay,
it's like,
the thing, though, I want to yell at you because it's so fun for me, but you didn't do anything fucking wrong here. You are on the fucking ride of life, and that's why you're an intuitive fucking witch and not like Tim Ferriss. Like, fuck him. Who cares? I don't want his 5 bullets. I want Sarah, like, off her acid trip, just relocated, like, saw Liberty Bell, like, walked all day, and then now, like, this feels right to share now. So it's like,
yeah, like, because that's what I was just thinking. It's so funny that you just messaged me like you want to go on, because I'm like, actually, I'm really struggling, because I was there's a part of me that was like, okay, should I get the email blast now? Should I put it all up now? And I was like, well, no, by the time it's all perfect and by the time it's all up, it's going to be like tomorrow already. And it's like, then I'm like, okay, well then I'll wait until tomorrow to do it. And now it's like, it's 10:30. It's like, by the time it's tomorrow, it's going to be way too late. So it's like, do I just drop and do it now and just trust that when I send it, it's going to be fine? I guess that's it. That's all I can do. Or do I say, fuck it, I'm not even doing an email blast because there's resistance. But it's like, I want people to come. I want to share with people.
That's the thing. I think the resistance is thinking that it's not the right time or whatever the fuck, because you're very energetic right now, and I can feel your fire about how excited you are about this new moon and Cancer birthday party Moonual.
But it's like, what I really want to go do is like sit in, I want to go like shower for like 3 hours, and like think
and
like,
feel it. Listen,
and cry and like, I don't want to write an email. I have no time for an email.
Okay, Casio watches were canceled 2 years ago, and we just keep finding new ways to tell the fucking time. And you and I both know the revolution begins with not gonna be a fuck out the time. I don't care if you send an email at 5 a fucking m. You know how many like Payless shoe store, whatever the fuck emails I get at 7 a.m. like normal people send them?
True.
If you're the weirdo who sends 3 a.m. emails, that's just Elon Musk over there. That is the visionary shit.
Oh my God, maybe it's like, yeah, right. If Elon does it and he's going to Mars, it would be on the same schedule-ish as the moon.
1,000%. And listen, you're living a different truth, and it's actually the message. Your message is your mission. Your mission is your purpose. Your purpose is your placebo effect. So, like, keep just spewing as you spew, because you're teaching everybody, all of us witches out here, how to not be on Gregorian time system and how like
I literally have not been living on Gregorian time. That's like, that literally is what it is. Like, I feel like part of my like any like lack of success I have has been because I've been trying to like participate in normal, and like anytime I've ever tried to participate in normal, it's not gone well. But then it's like, I don't know how to make the leap between, okay, normal people email market at sense, but it's like I have so much resistance around sending any of these emails right now. Like, maybe there's even just like another alternative. I don't know. Like, I wish there was a way to, or maybe it's just like call in my community. Like, maybe I actually have somebody in mind that like would be a better like communications person. Like, I should just have somebody doing the emails with me, for me, and like work. That's the thing. Would you
actually though, a hard question here, would you actually succumb to that, or would you feel like, oh no, I want it to be me, Sarah, I want it to feel like my vibe, I want it to be my message, and then you'd end up doing all the work anyway?
That's a really good question, because that's also been kind of one of the blocks around the Moonual in the first place anyway, which is that I have trouble when it's like like when it's my thing, it's my thing. But the way that I exist is so like deeply connected to being in relationship with others. So community, right? So like I don't really want to go to like, could I talk for 3 hours tomorrow? Yes. And I've thought about it because there was more drama in in the house story, right? So like I have like a story to tell, but then it's like, well, I don't want to go to the Sara show, so why would you? I want to go to the Lucia show. I want to go to the Nicole show. I want to go to we have a guest tomorrow that's like a brand new friend, special guest, like gonna rock our world doing Saturn talk. Like I actually am so excited about the actual event because of the people coming. Yeah. So then so it's like it's like maybe the only way to do it with emails or whatever would be for somebody to do it in their voice. So it was like, hi, I'm someone. I need to do Sarah's emails because she doesn't do this type of shit functionally. Totally. And we support each other at the Moonual.
Totally, but not like taking on your voice and like literally speaking for you. And then also, and then maybe if you just have the security of knowing that there's going to be like the blanket, like kind of like straight up, no nonsense email, it's going to go out with all the details. Then you might be more free to be like, okay, cool. So my part is just like writing this now and putting this GIF out there.
Yeah.
Out there,
actually, that is so right, because so much of everything is about accountability, right? So it's like, if we know that we're going to do something at a certain time, I'll show up. I never don't show up. I'm not even usually late. Like sometimes I'm late. Quarantine has really made me like against the grain in terms of like timing of everything. I've really like let it all go. But I feel like, if I actually just knew like, okay, after Moonual, the next morning, I touch base with so-and-so. By noon the next day, I send whatever edits I need. Yes. Or even if I like during the Moonual themselves, just, I could watch it better and note. I can like edit from within pretty, like the reason I wanted to wait to edit it is because while we were doing it during the last one, there were a few things that were said astrologically that I was like, I don't know if that's correct. And I checked it and it wasn't correct. So I took it out of I didn't want to send anything until I took it out of the recording, but I don't know how many times we said it. So I actually had to listen to I don't listen to that many things over. I had to listen to like the whole thing over and then go back. And then it's like the computer keeps crashing. And
I feel for you, boo, because you live in the world of like, you're talking like truth. Like I get to like make shit up all day. So like I never had it.
I'm so right in the middle. Like when I'm doing comedy, it's like free range to say whatever you want. When I'm doing the Moonual, even though it still is a comedy experience, I actually am giving people real information and like, or at least information that's researched.
Like looking at each other. I feel like astrologers are real nosy about like when astrologers get something wrong, they're like, oh,
totally.
Oh, well, like the drama in the astrology community is like so boring and nerdy.
It is. It's real, and it's like embarrassing because then it's like, well, you're not. Well, then it brings up all my stuff. You know, Chiron in Gemini, you know, on my ascendant, and you have it similarly where it's like the minute that I get something wrong, like if I'm wrong in public, not that like, I mean, I'm a comedian, so it's like funny, embarrassing. I can like perform and be like funny about all my shortcomings, but in reality, I want to be like a boss and an expert and a master of things, and I really do work hard at multiple crafts, and so I want to honor them.
Astrologist, and I think part of the thing about being like a funny person is that people think we're all a funny person. You're not fully just a funny. You're a funny and a very serious person. You're a serious astrologer, and so like, of course, you want to get things right, and so just like one hearing is like listening with that editing mind, maybe taking some notes to make your life a little easier. Also, as I said before, it's gonna get like the formula, quote unquote, of how you do the things is happening as you go. You're not late. You haven't fallen behind. You're actually doing the work of building the template. Like after 10 years of this, it's going to be like boom, 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 bang, bang, bang.
That's so right on to say that, because actually one of the things I was journaling about up here, like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I was journaling because I was trying to figure out like what road to take. And the thing that I was writing was like, I wish I could and I was like, maybe I could ask you what their systems are. Cause I'm like, what would the system be like? Do I need to go like the next day? But you're right that like, I can't sit there and journal and figure it out. I need to look, that's what the moon teaches us, right? Like I need to look back and reflect on what I have done so far, because I am doing something and these things are happening. Yeah. So like actually reflect on it. And then this time around, just do it slightly differently. And then that is what figuring out systems is. It's actually moving through the process. And I always forget that though. I always forget that.
You can note that in your own self. Like I'm sure looking at a chart used to take you a lot longer than it does now. So it's like, I think we need to prove it to ourselves, being like, for me, it's like my newsletter used to take me like 2 days, and now it's like an hour. Like,
well, and I was going to say, like, you were on my list of who I was going to ask actually about, like, because I feel like your email marketing specifically is like very good.
oh, thank you, my darling. Everyone
It
go to
really is.
brava.com, sign up for my newsletter. Well,
Seriously, it's so
thank you, my
fun.
darling.
It's a trove of fun content.
But, well, this is the thing. It's like that has become easier, right? And everything that we do, it's like, it's that patience and that humility to recognize it's going to become easier. And also give yourself a little bit of like, you're not behind. You're not behind at all. You're figuring out as you go. It's taking more conscious thought now, but the doing is the way, not the thinking and then getting it right and then doing. We know this.
Right.
Okay, Sarah, but I want to have more fun with you because it's your birthday fucking week and you're a fucking goddess. And you're an individual, and you're my quarantine love affair. Like, this is a quarantine love
I know,
affair.
we've had a real quarantine. Well, but I want to say, though, it did start pre-COVID. But it was just what we needed. Thank God.
Off, right
Thank God that we connected. The timing could not be more divine.
It's so divinely timed. So, as my big sister, only 1 year older, but, you know.
From the other planet.
What was that?
From the other planet.
From the other planet. I want to hear, so what I'm hearing is there is this, like, struggle between, like, the, like, authentic, like, off the Gregorian time system, which that you are, that's, like, funny and also very serious and has this mission. And then there's, like, how do I function and thrive? I want to hear, who is the boss lady that if you were to spot her on Instagram or spot her in the fucking world, you'd be like, holy fuck, that's, like, next level. Like, she's, like, incarnate, like, goddess. Like,
you know,
let's hear that person.
Well, this, like, might be corny right now, but I have to say that the person that, and maybe it's part of my problem, but the person that I think of first actually is my aunt's apartment. I'm in Philly right now at my aunt's apartment, and she's really the only, like, well, and I have a second answer that I now know too, but both of these people are, like, old people. Like, so my aunt and my ex-boyfriend's mother both are these, like, they're the most powerful women I ever knew. They are badass. Like, my Aunt Rhina, whose apartment I live in now, she's had an incredibly long, awesome career as a Philadelphia, like, public servant. She worked in government her whole career, but was not a politician, actually has done work for the people, with the people. She then went corporate for a few years. She's an agent of change. And now she's, like, you know, retired at her house in Florida, and I'm here in her apartment. But it's like, she is, even when I walk around here, I, like, feel kind of like a celebrity, because, like, if she was here, we would be stopped on the street every minute. It's like, it's really cool. And she always has been the family member who, in terms of, like, career, I've been the most or just like she would be doing what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm here, because she's like, you need to get out of your mother's house and, like, go take over the world. Like, you need, you know, go take yourself seriously, you know?
I love her.
And she's fucking rad, like, badass, just such a powerful communicator, powerful career, all of it. Yeah. She's not on social media. So then also my ex-boyfriend's mother, Ursula Goodenough, like, she literally she's, like, one of the founders of the religious movement of religious naturalism. And she had this incredible career working in the lab at whatever the good school in St. Louis is. What's it called?
I don't know anything about education.
It's like a good school. Oh my God. It's, like, escaping me, whatever, that good school in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And then, like, I stayed with them. I used to live with them in the summers, and, like, every day at 5 p.m. she would go out into her private shed in the field of her, like, vineyard home, and she would smoke pot and write philosophy, and, like, no one was allowed to interrupt her. And then she would, like, come and make dinner of, like, fresh seafood, and, like, the whole family would eat and sing and dance together. And it was like, the kids were smoking pot.
Leaders who take themselves fucking seriously, and because of that, they have a gravitational pull that is very lunar. They've got, like, they've got, like, this whole, the world feels differently around them.
Totally. Oh yeah, like, I mean, they control the environment, they control the space, and it's like, you want to be in their space. Like, I'm so relieved to be at my aunt's house right now, because even just, like, on a functional level, like, I literally have negative, like, you bought your ticket, I was like, thank God. I have, like, negative $11, and I am
everyone sign up for the fucking Moonual tomorrow. It's gonna be amazing.
Come tomorrow.
Come tomorrow.
But I have to tell you, in being in this apartment, there are so many jars of change, and I've literally just been dumping out the jar of change and being like, okay, how much does this thing cost? And I'm like, I just find the quarters, I roll them up, Well, I don't roll
That's
them
the
up. I keep
life.
them in
We're
a
gonna miss
baggie.
that shit when we're living in
Wait,
our
look.
villas. We're gonna miss that shit.
Look at this shit. I've been literally paying for, these are individual bags of $10 so I can have
Everybody's go on
organization.
Moonual right now by a fucking session with Sara. This is a genius. Walk around with bags of coins.
It's like I just
World.
I literally don't do marketing. That's the thing. If I just but nobody knows who I am. They don't know how to hire me. Like I don't have any. It's not that easy to hire me. I don't have a website.
Okay,
Like
darling. You
it's
know
my fault
what? Does
too.
this sound like those ladies? What I need you to do right now. What I need you to do right now is your own fucking birthday present to yourself. Is really feel into the vibe that you were just speaking of. Like you create your own fucking universe. You're a powerhouse, but a powerhouse in like a very authentic. Like I hate that word authentic, but like just being yourself is powerful. And you have a strong mission, and you have like this beautiful respect for the work that you do in the world, where you make the time for it. You do it on your own schedule. You do it your way. I want to hear you feel into the energy of those two women, embody it, and mix it up the alchemy of you. And then just tell me, what is the next step for you to prepare for this new moon in Cancer ceremony, which is a high-end birthday celebration?
It is.
It's your birthday. What do you prepare? Yeah.
I sort of feel like what I will do, or what I should do, is finish putting up all the videos from the last Moonual, and then from that place, if I am moved to share, I will share them, because once I get them all online, I will want to share them, because why wouldn't I? And actually, the event tomorrow is going to take care of itself. Like the events are going to be awesome. I don't really need to do anything. And then there's part of me that's worried that no one's going to come. But then it's like, first of all, if I share, then the people who want to come will come.
Yeah.
And if not, like worst comes to worst, tomorrow at 8 p.m. I text message 10 girlfriends, send them the link, and say, hey, can you just come to this? And at least I have an audience. And then if then they recommend it to a friend next time or whatever, it's like I actually don't need to. I wasted like not wasted, but I spent a lot of time today in the mind. I literally felt like I was like walking back and forth from like workspace to like take a walk. Like it was like, no, there's a thing you have to do. And then I was like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, why would you force anything? Like, what are you going to like take an Adderall just to write the email? It's like, I don't want to spend this day like that. I want to walk around. I want to go see things. I just wanted to have like a certain type of day. I wanted to have a more spiritual day and be creative, and I did.
It's really challenging, of course, because we can be like, wow, I'm lying on the ground, like sleeping, and I'm calling my personal work, and then we worry, right? We worry. Am I lying to myself? But the truth fucking is that, like, Dalai Lama wakes up and meditates like all day long. You know what I mean? Like,
really?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what he does. Like, that's all he does.
He wakes up at 1 to meditate, so it's like that's a bad example. But like, this is the thing. It's like,
but like I sort of feel like I meditated all day. Yeah, like I feel like I meditated. Like when I walk around, I'm meditating. I'll have like
soul work. I don't want
one song on repeat. Right. Yeah. Right. I'm doing my soul work. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but yes, you're so right.
That is fucking it. Yes, it doesn't look like you work in corporate America, so fuck you to corporate America, because that's not how you do your soul work.
Right.
You deliver the soul because you're fucking walking around Philly and listening to yourself. So I think releasing the judgment and knowing that sometimes the balance is going to be weird because you're making this up. You're figuring this fucking out as you go. So maybe there might be a week where you look back and you're like, you know what? Maybe I should have just like sat down for an hour and wrote that email. But you're learning as you go, as long as you're conscious and you're trusting yourself. And when you feel that resistance, just dive in. I was thinking of this. I was talking about this in the State of the Multiverse. Like, when waves are crashing, you don't just stand up and, like, scream at them. You get knocked over. You go under, right? You just release. Go under. Go in. Go in. Go in. Go in.
You know what else? You just really reminded me, because I actually wrote a post at the new moon a month ago. And I was writing it, and I was about to post it. I was, like, on a tear. I was, like, writing all these things at 4 a.m. and posting them. And I got, like, 13 likes. Like, doing great, right? But I wrote this one, and then I was like, you know what? That's like not really. And actually, this was before I knew that this new moon was even in Cancer. Like, I literally, like, I'm not looking that far ahead for the most part. I'm like really trying to be in the moment, right? Yeah. So, but I wrote a post all about that, about the ocean and feelings. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I could also just like post that and realize, like, I feel like a lot of times I've done so much of the work already. It's just like I actually feel like I didn't, so then I avoid looking. But then the minute like actually just now when I decided to post these videos, the only thing I had to do was decide to post them.
Yeah.
This part was done. Like, that's the truth. I didn't do nothing. I maybe waited a week too long or whatever, but actually I'm not like sitting here editing them right now. They actually have been edited. And so like, that's the other thing. Like, I think there's something, this is interesting, but I think there's something where it's like, we are so caught in our own narratives that even when I come on the internet and publicly say I'm having this problem, it's like, actually, that's not even the truth either. Like, the problem actually was then, if I'm being honest, it actually is like an energy management problem, because once I started doing it, I actually have had the email has caught me up, but it's always the same thing though, which is that I'm afraid to dig back into doing the like admin stuff, because I'm already nervous about then the next admin thing to do, because it's like sort of never ending.
Yeah.
But actually, okay, so I intended to start earlier, but then it was Randy's birthday and then whatever. So then about a week after the Moonual, I did start editing, and it just took about a week, among other things, like doing all sorts of other things, but it took about a week to watch the whole thing and edit it and actually like make like try sort of thoughtful graphics. I look at them now, I'm so embarrassed it took me so long, but the truth is it took me so long. I actually did a lot of work on these, and so it's and like, also, you're right, it's just
spending like an hour,
and I had never done that before. That was this is the first Moonual.
And also, Boo, like, while you're spending like an hour on like a logo or something that after like it took me so long, you're thinking about the Moonual. Like, you're in your psychic space. You're like, even when you're like choosing a color, like that's like a thought. You're like feeling into the vibe of the night. Like, that's all part of it.
That's so right. Darling, it's like, yeah, that's very helpful.
My darling, the last transmutation I did ended because she just had to pee. And like, once again, I was talking about, like, if I was a true personal leader, I would be locking the doors. No one would be able to pee except for on themselves. And I would be like Osho, just pissing myself, as we know Osho did the whole time. But, my darling, I have to go. But I want to just, first of all, say, everybody on this fucking live stream, across the streaming multiverse,
come to the Moonual.
Come to the Moonual. It's amazing. It always is.
You know what the cool thing is, though? Even if they don't come to this next one, the truth is, because we have set structures, it's every new moon and full moon every month. So literally every 2 weeks there's a Moonual. So come. Lucia's going to be there. Tali's going to be there.
Do you want to talk a little bit about it while I run and pee? Or are you good?
Sure. I mean, here's what you go. No, I'm good. Everybody just come. Trust me. I trust me, so you should trust me. Bye.
Yeah. Sarah's a genius. She's one of the funniest people who's been guiding me my whole fucking life. Like, just side note, since I was a teenager. Since I was a child. Okay, my love. Well, my dinner's burnt, so I'm gonna go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Coach. I got what I needed.
Yay.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.